Hey guys, Elliot here for RMA. Now I've got a couple of really exciting announcements to make for you today that are going to change the body armor world forever. But before we do that, we have to say goodbye to some old friends. Today, we're ending the 1155, the 1165, and the 1192. Now, 10 years ago, well, a little more than that, 2014, Blake started RMA with the goal of hoping to make better body armor so that our soldiers, sailors, Marines, law enforcement officers, and prepared civilians could hopefully survive what would be the worst moments of their life. Out of that was born an actually affordable body armor product that was available to the civilian market. Now, if you'll recall back in 2014, this stuff generally was not available to the general public. You could get steel plates, you could get maybe some military surplus, but there wasn't really any body armor manufacturer selling high quality level 4 body armor to the general public. Blake pushed out the 1155. It was an affordable level 4 plate to this day. Still probably the most affordable American-made level 4 plate there is. But this thing is single curve, and eventually we made multicurve. It's affordable, but the biggest flaw that it had, including the multicurve model, is that it's 8.3 pounds. It's pretty heavy. And for years people have said, oh, RMA makes heavy plates. So I said, man, okay, we'll make something lightweight. So we did. We made the 1192. 1192 is an absolute killer. It's 5.9 pounds boron carbide, silicon carbide mixture, just for a little bit of added strength in there. Ultra high molecular weight polyethylene backer, and everybody loves this thing. And you know, it's a higher end plate, but even as affordable as we made it at about $700 a piece, it's still quite a lot of money. And a lot of people still couldn't afford this lighter weight, higher quality body armor. So we said, hey, we need to have something in the middle. So a couple of years ago, I said, Blake, why don't we take those awesome Dyneema backers we're using on the 1093 Plus series, put it on a level 4 ceramic, and see what we come up with. And out of that thought experiment, the 1165 was born. Now, if you've paid attention to us for the past couple of years, you have seen us send these things out to everybody who asks, and they have shot them with every imaginable cartridge. It's just a killer plate. It turned out even stronger than we anticipated it to. It's only 6.8 pounds. It cuts about 1.5 pounds of weight off of the 1155, but you know, we've routinely sold this thing at $249, and if you've ever bought during a sale, often $199 per plate. So it was still extremely affordable if you wanted to get out of steel plates or heavy level 4 plates and get into something a little bit more lightweight. This was the way to go. But today we got to say goodbye to that too. As much as we have loved the 1155, the 1165, the 1192, they each kind of had their own little thing that we weren't quite satisfied with. It's always a little bit too heavy or a little bit too expensive. And for years, operators have been making those same sorts of compromises by going to 3+ plates in order to save weight, or having to spend an arm and a leg, your finest goats, your firstborn, in order to get into lightweight level 4 plates. Today we've changed that. Now, before you say it's Chinese or it's a foam ring or something, it's none of those things, and I'm going to show you exactly how we build it. And these are the plates right here. The 1155 Generation 2 and the 1165 Generation 2. The 1155 is built in the exact same way as the Generation 1, but it has our new Hypure ceramic strike face. We've worked the past 1.5 to 2 years to custom engineer this with Bitossi, who's the world's leading body armor ceramics manufacturer. So as of right now, only we have this, and we are selling it to you now to beat other people to market, because we know that they are going to inevitably try to swap this stuff out for their silicon carbide products and just pad their bottom line. As you know, we have never been about just padding the bottom line, and that's because we answer to Blake Waldrop instead of shareholders or foreign holding companies or a board of directors. Blake's a guy who lives in Iowa, former Marine, former law enforcement, and he just wants to make the best products at the best prices. It's as simple as that. So today, I'm going to show you This is the 1165 right here, and I'll show you the bits that go into this. This is our custom engineered Hypure ceramic. Now the difference between this and a normal level 4 ceramic is that this is substantially thinner. Now how do we do that without losing performance? Well, this is about 20% thinner than a normal ceramic. The difference is this is 99.7% ultra high purity alumina oxide. Most plates that you buy today are somewhere between 95 to 98%, some are even as low as 90%. The purpose of that is when they make ceramics, they fire these things, there's an enormously high failure rate the higher percentage that you go. So until now, you could make 99.7% alumina oxide, but it was prohibitively expensive to buy because you'd have like a 90% failure rate when you tried to make it. Now, some of that process has been sort of figured out, and so now we have an extremely high success rate of about 90% when these get fired. So suddenly, they're almost as affordable as your 95 to 98% purity tiles. But the critical difference is that this higher purity means it's a lot harder, which means we don't need to use as much to achieve the same ballistic results. So we took this and we paired it with our already ultra lightweight backer made from Dyneema ultra high molecular weight polyethylene that we're using on the current 1165. We paired it together and you can see how thin this thing is. After we press this in our hydraulic press and turn this, what is sort of a floppy laminate type material, into something closer to a brick, we pair it with this ceramic, we bond it together, and what we have is an affordable level 4 plate that hits new weights never seen before in this price range, unless you maybe went and bought something Chinese or had a foam ring or something to reduce weight. But as you can see, this is true edge to edge strike face, whether you buy the shooter's cut or the SAPI. Now, the SAPI is 9.5 by 12.5, of course, standard sizing, but we also offer the 10 by 12 shooter's cut. The SAPI version is 6.3 pounds, and the shooter's cut version is 5.5 pounds. A 5.5 pound, edge to edge, 10 by 12 level 4, and we are not charging anywhere near $700 for this. Not even $600, not even $500, not even $400. We're announcing this today, priced at only $299, so that every American, prepared civilians, law enforcement, military can get their hands on high quality, thin and light body armor at a reasonable price. Today, the level 4 revolution begins, and heavy plates are gone forever. Thanks, guys.